This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So good morning, everyone. Today we are going to look at uh, about what is Pega. So coming to what is Pega, Pega is a unified platform. Pega is a unified platform, or otherwise we can say it is a software which is used to develop other softwares. To develop other softwares. And this Pega itself is a web application. Pega itself is a web application, and this Pega application can be accessed through browser. It is a web application and it can be accessed through web browser. Now, as I told you that it's a web application which is used to develop other enterprise applications, or I can say it is used to develop other business applications. Okay. Now, the question arises in the mind. There are many other technologies that are available in the market, like Java, .NET, PHP. So why can't we make use of those technologies to develop an enterprise application or a business application? How Pega is different from those technologies? Yeah. So the difference between those technologies and Pega. So Pega is a tool. Pega is what? Is a tool. Is a BPM tool. Pega is a BPM tool, right? So Pega now it is no more a BPM tool. It is more than a BPM tool. Earlier it is known as a BPM tool. Now it is more than a BPM tool. So why I am saying it is more than a BPM tool? So Pega supports not only, Pega is used not only to develop BPM kind of application, business process management kind of application. It is also used to develop CRM kind of application. Okay. Uh, Decision management application, case management application. So now it is no more a BPM tool. So yeah, that is one thing regarding Pega. Now, how Pega is different from other technologies? Now, let me take a simple example. Uh, for example, I have a project, and this project needs to be delivered within 1 year amount of. This project has to be developed. If I am going for other technologies like Java or .NET, and this project needs 1 year duration of time to complete. Okay. Now, not only 1 year duration of time, it may take a number of resources. Okay. Number of resources in the sense we need a number of developers to develop that project. So there the duration is 1 year and the number of resources also more, right? Now, whereas coming into Pega doesn't need that much amount of time to deliver that project. So let me say it may take around 6 months to complete that project. Okay, so if you go for Java or .NET, they may take some 100 resources to 200 resources. Here, coming to Pega, we may not need those many number of resources. We may need around some 20 to 30 developers to complete the project. So the thing is, using Pega, we can deliver the project within less amount of time and as well using less amount of resources, right? So into the market, we can deliver this project within less, very quickly. Yeah, that is the main advantage. So not only that, uh, for example, in the project, if there is any change, in the application, if there is any change, those changes are easily adopted using Pega. Okay, so if you go for other technologies, they may take some time to uh, accommodate those changes immediately. But coming to Pega, yeah, it is easy to include the changes immediately, and we can immediately release this project into the market again. So when compared to Java, Pega is 8 times, yeah, faster, 8 times faster, and not only faster, and it is also faster in changes also. Okay, so these many advantages we have when we go for Pega. Now, one question will again raise in our mind. So Java is an open source technology, right? So generally client will go for what? Open source technologies. Now coming to Pega, Pega is not an open source. So its license cost huge. So we need to the client has to bear all the license costs. Why the client will go for Pega? Client will go for only Java or .NET, right? Client will go for always open sources. So as I told you earlier, what are the advantages that we have with Pega? So generally, if you are developing any project, it takes a lot of time in the case of Java or .NET or any other technologies. Using Pega, it takes less amount of time, right? So in that case, not only in that case, in Java, it may take 100 resources or 1000 resources. In Pega, it may take only 50 or 30 resources. So instead of spending instead of spending money on those areas, why can't we spend that money in the licensing cost, right? So generally client, what they want to release their product immediately into the market, right? They cannot wait for such a long duration. So what happens if they wait for a long duration? So they ultimately lose the market, right? Instead of losing the market, so client will always uh, look for a technology which can be used to deliver the project within a less span of time. Yeah. So in that case, Pega will be the best suitable thing, right? Yeah. So that's how nowadays nowadays uh, industry is moving towards toward Pega, and not only that reason, as I told you that Pega is a unified platform, right? So in traditional, if you observe the traditional approach, what we do generally, in order to develop a web application, we'll be using some kind of technologies. In order to mobile based application, we will be going to use some kind of technologies, right? So for a different platform, we are developing a separate application, right? Using a different technology. Like example, you can take in Java itself. To develop a web application, you might be using servlets and JSPs, right? So in order to develop a mobile based application, you might be going for an Android. So what we are doing here, for a different platform, like for desktop, you're using one kind of technology. For mobile based, you're using one kind of technology to develop the application. Instead of that, Pega, what is the beauty of Pega is, as I told you, it's a unified platform, right? So you develop the application once, and the same application can be used on the desktop, or it can be used on a tablet, or it can be used on a mobile. So that's what the main advantage of Pega, right? Yeah. This is how Pega is different from other technologies. So now, as I told you that Pega is a BPM tool. It's no more a BPM tool, right? Yeah, it's more than the BPM tool. Now, let us list out some of the BPM tools which are available in the market now. So, what are the BPM tools that we have? Yeah, so we have different BPM tools in the market. Like Pega, we have Appian, we have Cordis, we have Oracle BPM, we have IBM BPM. Like different BPM tools are available in the market. So when I can say all these tools as a BPM tool, when I can say all these tools as a BPM tool, these all tools are implementing a concept, or I can say it's a methodology. These all tools are implementing a methodology, which is that methodology, BPM methodology. BPM methodology. So all these tools are implementing a BPM methodology. So that is the reason we can say these tools as what? BPM tools, right? Yeah. So it is something uh, analogous to what? Like we have different languages in the market, right? Like Java, we have .NET, we have C++, we have C sharp. Like different languages are available in the market. Now, now all these languages are object-oriented programming languages, right? All these languages are what? Object-oriented programming languages. OOP in object-oriented programming languages. Yeah. Now, when I can say all these languages as object-oriented programming languages, now all these languages are implementing a concept. What is that concept? OOP concept, right? Yeah. All these languages are implementing a concept called OOP concept. So that's the reason we call them as what? Object-oriented programming languages. Yeah, fine. As I told you that this is something analogous to this, right? Yeah. So all these BPM tools are implementing a methodology called BPM methodology. And similarly, all these languages are implementing OOP concept. Now OOP has some features. So those features has to be implemented by these languages. So what are those features that OOP has? As we all know that we have huh, encapsulation, abstraction, okay, inheritance, polymorphism. So all these features has to be implemented by these languages. Then only we can say it as a object-oriented programming language. The same way, these tools also has to implement the BPM methodology. I mean, the principles of the BPM methodology. Okay. So BPM has some set of principles. Those principle has to be implemented by these Pega tools. Then only we can say them as what? Uh, a BPM tool. So what are those principles that these BPM tools needs to be implemented? Okay, so let me discuss what are the concepts that we have in a BPM methodology. I mean, what set of principles that needs to be implemented. Yeah. So coming to in BPM methodology, we have in BPM methodology what we have workflows, we have business rules, we have business rule database, we have business rule engine, right? So these are the concepts. I mean, these are the uh, features that we have in a BPM methodology. Now, as I told you that Pega implements this BPM methodology, right? So Pega is the implementation of this BPM methodology. So it's the implementation of it. So in Pega, we call it as what? Huh. In Pega, we are going to implement the workflows as what? Process flows. We can say in Pega as process flows. So BPM methodology has what? Workflow, business rule database, business rule engine. Yeah. In Pega terminology, what we are going to call them as process flows. Okay. Or we can say process. In Pega terminology, we call business rules as what? Pega rules. Yeah. In Pega, we have rule-based DB. So in BPM methodology, we are calling it as business rule database. In Pega, we are going to call it as what? Rule-based DB. Okay. And in Pega, we call business rule engine as what? Pega has implemented business rule engine as what? Pega rules process commander. I mean, it is what? Process commander. Okay. Process commander. Right. So this is how Pega has implemented what? I mean, BPM methodology has all these, all these concepts, all these features. The Pega has been implemented in its own way. Yeah. So we don't know as of now what is a workflow, what is a business rule, what is business rule database, and what is business rule engine, right? Yeah. See, let me discuss about these things now. What is workflow and what is business rule and what is business rule database and what is business rule engine. In traditional approach, how we start application development? In traditional approach, how do we start the application development? First, we will write an algorithm, right? Then followed by we will create a flowchart, and followed by that we will write some pseudocode, and then followed by that we are going to write the actual code. This is how we follow, right? So in between that many things will happen. Like if you observe, we will create some UML diagrams also, right? Yeah. So we'll write algorithm, we'll create a flowchart, we'll write a pseudocode, and then we will write what? An actual code. But coming to Pega, we will not write, any algorithm. We will not write any, we will not write any actual code also. So in Pega, we will not be writing any programming code. In Pega, we will not be writing what? Any programming code. So in Pega, we will be just designing some workflows. In Pega, we will be designing what? Some workflows. Or I can say, yeah, in traditional, we are calling it as what? Flow charts. But here, we will be calling them as what? Workflows. Okay. And these workflows in the background, they will generate what? The programming code. So I can say workflows are abstraction of what? Your programming code. So you need not to write any programming code. So these workflows itself will generate what? The programming code for us. So there are many things which will be avoided in Pega. Like algorithm is avoided. You are not going to write any algorithm, right? And you are not going to write any programming code. You just need to design what? A workflow. Like how you have created your flowchart. You need to design a workflow. And that workflow in the backend, it is going to generate the code for you. So the one advantage is what we have with Pega, you need not write any programming code. So Pega is going to automate your what? Programming. It's not only going to automate your programming, Pega is also going to automate the work as well, right? So in Pega, what we call them as what? In BPM methodology, we are calling them as what? Workflows. In Pega, they are known as what? Process flows. So simply we design a process flows. So how our design, I mean, how our business will work actually. And according to our business process, we will be designing what? The workflows for the business process. Now, every business will have some rules, right? Every business will have rules. We need to create what? So Pega also provides some built-in business rules. Okay, yeah. So we are going to make use of those business rule in our application development, right? So I can take an example for a business rule. So let me say uh, I'm using a credit card, right? So my credit card has a limit of 75,000. So I cannot exceed that credit card limit. So I cannot exceed that credit card limit, right? So it's a business rule actually. It's a business rule. Like a business process will have many business rules. And we are going to make use of these business rules in our application development. And where these business rules are getting stored, these business rules are getting stored in a business rule database. The next thing is what? The business rule database. Okay, so my business rule database will hold all what? The business rules. Now coming to business rule engine. The business rule engine will derive the rules from the business rule database to our application. Yeah, the business rule engine will derive the rules from the business rule database to our application. So that's how these things will work out. So let me do one thing. I'll conclude these all concepts now. So let me say I have an application here. Okay, let me say I have an application. I'm developing a business application. Okay, it's an application now. Now in this, yeah, and as you know that every application has some kind of architecture. It could be either one tier architecture, two tier architecture, or three tier architecture. Okay, so based on what your you can go for any architecture. So for example, if it is a one tier architecture, everything will be residing on a single machine. If it's a two tier architecture, you are separating what uh, the roles and responsibilities. I mean, you're separating the server software onto one machine and the client software onto another machine. So you're decreasing the burden on the machine. So that's how, I mean, your application development can happen on a single tier or a two tier or a three tier. Yeah. So let me say I have a two tier here. I'm taking an example of two tier. Okay. My database server is residing on a different machine. So let me say this is my database server. Okay. Now on the database server, yeah, I have installed what, let me say this is my DB server, or I can say this is your business rule database, or I can say it is what rule base DB, right? Rule base DB. Yeah, why I am saying this as rule based DB? Yeah, this database has all business rules. I mean, all the business rules are available in this rule based DB. Okay, all the business rules are available in this business rule DB. Now, there is one more thing we have, which is your business rule engine, BRE. So, what's the role of this BRE over here? The role of BRE is to derive the business rule from the database, or I can say to fetch. Okay, to fetch the business rule from the database into your application. So here BRE acting like as an interface between your application and the rule-based database or business rule database. So that's the role of BRE. So how you are going to design your application? You are going to design your application using what? Workflows, right? So using what? Workflows. Yeah. So workflows. And where your business rules are resided in the business rule DB. Yeah. And coming to BRE is going to derive. It's going to derive the business rule from the DB, from the business rule database to your application, right? So now you can observe that all the concepts I have used in this application, I mean in this application structure. Yeah, right. Right. Now the thing is, as you observe in Pega terminology, in Pega terminology, in Pega terminology, we have what process flows. See, a flow is nothing but what? Yeah, a flow has what? A flow has what shapes, right? So in flowchart also, if you observe, we have used some shapes like start shape, end shape, right? So in Pega also we have what those kind of shapes here. Yeah. So now the thing is, yeah, the Pega terminology has what process flows, and it also has Pega rules. Yeah, in BPM methodology we call them as what business rules. Here we are calling them as what Pega rules, right? Yeah, and not only process flows, Pega rules, we also have what process commander, which is your BRE. Pega rules are developed using which language? Yeah, Pega rules are developed using Java language itself, right? Yeah. And one more thing, what we also have rule-based DB, right? Rule-based DB. Yes. Now you might also have heard about what Pega PRPC term. Pega PRPC term. So how this term PRPC got into picture? So PRPC stands for what? Pega rules process commander. So as I told you that uh, in BPM methodology, we have business rule, and in Pega terminology, we are calling them as Pega rules, right? So this is where your Pega rules, right? And in BPM methodology, we are calling it as a BRE. In our Pega terminology, we are calling it as what? Process commander. This is where your process commander. That's how this term has got. Pega rules, process commander. So it is going to derive what? Process commander in the sense business rule engine. Business rule engine is going to derive the business rules. Nothing but process commander will derive the Pega rules, right? From the rule based DB. Yeah. So that is about your Pega PRPC. Fine. So I have discussed till now what I have discussed. I've discussed what is Pega and how Pega is different from Java, .NET and all. And in market, what are the available BPM tools we have? And why all these tools are known as BPM tools? Why? Because these all tools are implementing a BPM methodology. And I have discussed in BPM methodology what are the features that we have. Like we have workflows, business rule DB, right? Business rule engine. How Pega, I mean, Pega has implemented all these. I mean, Pega is also having all these. Pega has implemented all these concepts. Like Pega has implemented workflows, business rules, and business rule engine and business rule DB. So in Pega terminology, I told you that we have process flows. We also have what process commander, rule based DB, right? So these are the things till now we have seen, right? Now, one more thing I need to add to this demo. Yeah. So Pega is a word derived from Pega is a word derived from where? Derived from Pegasus. Pega is a word derived from Pegasus itself. And who is the founder? I mean, who initiated this tool or who developed this tool or who is the father of this tool? Ellen Teffler. Okay. Ellen Teffler is the person who has given this wonderful tool to us. Okay. He's the founder of it. Right. And if you observe, this Pega has used a symbol, that horse symbol it is using, right? So why that horse symbol is used for Pega? The reason is Alan Tuffler, he is passionate about the chess game. He's a champion in that. So he has used that symbol in for this tool itself. Okay. Yeah. So this is a brief idea about why the name. I mean, why they have chosen the name called Pega only. Okay, and why that symbol has used. Okay, and Alan Tefler is the one of the person. I mean, he is the person who uh, has given this tool for us, right? Yeah. So now, okay, so we have seen all the basic things regarding what Pega. Now let us talk about what are the different certifications that we have in Pega for developer point of view. For developer point of view, we have three different certification. One is CSA, another one is CSSA, okay, other one is CLSA. So these three certifications we have for developer point of view, right? Now coming to CSA, what type of questions we will be getting? MCQs itself. And CSSA also we have what MCQs, multiple choice questions. Okay. And coming to CLSA, we have both multiple choice question and application development. So we need to develop one real-time application over here. So here we have two different parts. I mean, two parts we have. So this certification has two levels. In the first level, you'll be getting MCQs. In the second level, you'll be having an application development part. Okay. So this is about certification point of view. Okay. These are the three different levels of certifications we have. And now, okay. So this is all about our demonstration regarding what Pega. Thank you. Yeah, Balaji. Balaji, are you there? Balaji. Yeah, Balaji, I am done with the demonstration.
Thank you, Rahim. Uh, I'll get